All right. Whew. All right, that's it. It's time. Let's get this party started. I'm gonna get this out of the way so I don't accidentally walk into it. But otherwise, we're ready to begin with 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make side splits a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, a little easier to do and stay consistent with. I am not sure what I did today, but the lighting is a little funky. And mostly because it's blinding me and I'm confused. Anyways, let's get ready to warm up. I said warm up. Warm up with some hip cards. We're going to bring our knees up as high as we can. We're going to open up that leg to the side. Whee! Then we're going to rotate the leg. Bring the ankle up. Bring the knee down. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. Oh man, I have been doing a whole bunch of soccer ball training and I think I'm feeling it in my hips today. Whew. We're bringing the knee down, ankle up. We're going to keep going. We're going to bring the knee down some more. We're going to lift the ankle even higher, and then we're going to bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch right here in the front. Shake out that leg, and we're going to do 10 of those on the left side, 10 of those on the right side. If that was unclear because I messed up and I had a cramp right in the middle of the first example, just follow along. It's okay. All right. High knee, open, ankle up some more, down and back. That's one. High knee, open, ankle up some more, down and back. That's two. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's three. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's four. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's five. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. That's six. I'm off balance. Oh man. I didn't realize learning soccer ball tricks, juggling, was going to make my feet and my legs so tired. Down and back. That's seven. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's eight. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's nine. Last one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 10. Whew. That is 10 hip crunches on one leg. I'm really struggling today with balance and stability, but I want you at home to try your best. All right. Focus on rotating the leg as much as you can, lifting as high as you can, really taking that control and strength building to the next tiny little bit further. All right. Let's go. Other side. High knee. Open. Ankle up some more. Down and back. That's one. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's two. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's three. High knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's four. High knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's five. High knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's six. It seems like it's just my left leg that's particularly bad. My right leg seems fine. Seven. High knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's eight. High knee. Open, ankle up, down and back, that's nine. High knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. And I realized why. It's because my right leg does all the balancing. So when I lift the left leg, my right leg can't stay stable. My right leg is the leg I keep the soccer ball with. All right. Or most of the time, because it's my better leg. We're going to go in reverse now. Bring this leg down and back. And we're just going to look a little like this. We're going to go boom. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the leg. Feel the stretch right here in the hip flexor in the front. We're going to lift that leg up to the side. Get it horizontal. We're going to rotate, bring the knee down. Then we're going to do the opposite. Rotate, bring the knee up. Then we're going to bring the whole leg forward. All right? We're going to do 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Let's get ready to go. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's one. Back, side. Remember, the goal is to work on your mobility and your strength at the same time. Take as long as you want. Work on that range of motion as deep as you can. And remember to breathe. All right? Ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's four. If you need to hold on to something for a little bit of support, for a little bit of help with balance, please do so. That's five. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's six. Keep going back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. That's seven. Back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 8, 2 more back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee, that's 9, last one back. Side, ankle, ankle, knee. Oh, oh. My right foot is definitely very tired. The arch of my right foot is struggling to help me stay balanced. Because usually I spread the toes and I try to grip into the floor, lock myself in so that I can move the other leg a little bit more freely. But my right foot is tired. Luckily, we don't need that anymore. All we got left is the left foot locking in and our right hip finishing it off. If this video is mirrored and a little bit weird for you and it's not the right hip that I'm talking about that you're seeing, just ignore it, all right? This hip is the one that's going next. Let's go. Bring that leg down and back. Side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. If you have no idea why I'm complaining about my feet and my hips, it is probably because you haven't seen a recent short form video that I put out, I think yesterday, maybe this morning, depending on the platform. I am trying to master, not master, get the handle of some basic freestyle football, freestyle soccer ball tricks like juggling. I would love to get like around the world, like rainbows and some other cool skills. And I would love to get them before the end of the World Cup because I got a party to attend. And it would be awesome if I could show off some tricks because, why not? But I am currently working on just the most basic juggling, and my feet, my legs are tired. All right, I feel like we've done like 8. I don't know how many we've actually done because I didn't count. But let's pretend this is 9, and let's wrap it up with this 10th and final one. Really focus, contract those muscles, bring that leg down and back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, lift that leg to the side, feel that muscle right here. Oh, lean too far, lost balance. Rotate, ankle up, knee down, knee up, ankle down, and whew, knee forward. That is 10 reps, going forward, going back. Those are our hip cars. Warm up exercise number 1. We're going to move on to warm up exercise number 2. Take a moment, catch your breath, and when you're ready, let's fold at the hips. Fold. If you're a little less flexible and get stuck a little bit higher up, that's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. If you're a little bit more flexible, come on down. Fold, 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 fold. Whew. Once you're a little bit lower to the ground, want you to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Again, inhale. Exhale. Relax. Now, we're going to add a little bit of movement, all right? What I want you to do is bend one knee, straighten out the other leg, fold your belly button down to the ground, all right? As low as you can go. Then we're going to switch from side to side. Switch, and switch, and switch, and switch, and switch. Oh, I'm really feeling it in my hamstrings today. Switch, and switch, and switch. There isn't an exact number that we're aiming for. That's because we're just going to go until I finish telling you about the rest of our show. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. This is our warm up, some hip mobility. And we do this every single day starting at 9 p.m. If it is not 9 p.m. for you right now, we started 11 minutes ago. Whatever that time is, 11 minutes ago, that is when we start every single day, Monday through Sunday. All right? 7 days a week. And we work on hip mobility. We work on side splits. And most importantly, because we do this every day, we work on the skill of consistency. All right? If you need help with any of those, you enjoy any of those, you want to stay consistent with a bunch of other people on the internet, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. And I think that's the end of my spiel. So let's get out of this. We're going to fold a little deeper. So it's not out of this, it's into this more. Bring your belly button down a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper, a little bit deeper. Fold as deep as you can. And let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Pop into a squat, come back into standing. That is our second warm-up exercise. Hopefully your hamstrings are a little looser. You're feeling a little bit more chill. Shake out your body. And let's move on into warm-up exercise number 3. All right? What we're going to do next is called thoracic rotation. The thoracic spine, the T spine, is pretty much this chunk of your back. Below your neck, around your belly button-ish. It's designed to move really good. Rotate, spin, bend, slouch, do the opposite, right? So most of us, we're not doing very much of this. And That's what we're going to add in right now. I want you to get back into the position you were just in, where one leg is bent, one leg is straight, and you're folding forward. I want you to take the arm from your bent leg side. I want you to reach across to that straight leg. I want you to push off the straight leg, off the shin bone, and try to open it up. Open up your chest. Rotate. I want you to stick your other hand up into the air. I want you to rotate your neck to look at that hand. And I want you to inhale, exhale, and reach over your shoulder. Exhale while you're reaching. That is half rub. We got to do the other side. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Woo, that is one. We're doing 5 of these in total. Take your time, breathe. Remember, the goal here is to reach a little deeper, is to help you relax into the stretch. You don't have to try to keep up at my pace if it doesn't make sense for you. All right, let's keep going. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Oh, that's 2 on the left side. Let's do the other side. Inhale. Exhale and reach. Whew. That's 2 on both sides. Let's go. 3 more. Left leg, bent. Right leg, straight. Left arm, onto right leg. Look up at that hand. Inhale. Exhale and reach. Oh, other side. Oh, that's 3. If you're really working that spine, that rotation, you need to take a second to breathe, to add a little wiggle, add a little chill. Feel free to add it in. But otherwise, let's go. Bent leg, straight leg. Bent arm, straight leg. Open it up. Look at the hand. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Definitely take that exhale very seriously. Exhale and reach at the same time. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That's 4. 5th time. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Other side. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, reach. That is our thoracic rotation. Oh, your spine is feeling a little bit looser, a little less tight, a little bit more mobile. Those are all 3 different ways of saying the exact same thing. So I don't know why I overdid it there, but do a little dance, do a little wiggle, do a little shimmy, do a little shake, and enjoy the mobility that you're building. All right. That's going to be the easiest way for you to keep it moving, having fun with what your body is capable of doing. It's going to help you keep the mobility so you don't have to keep on training through the brutal training that we're doing. All right, let's continue with our 4th and final warm-up exercise. It's time for some Cossack switches. They look a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs decently. It doesn't have to be crazy right now. Everything's going to change later anyway. We're going to slowly try and drop down into a squat on one leg. If you're new to the show, stay a little bit higher. All right, it doesn't have to look like mine. If you're a little bit more experienced, been doing this for a while, come on down. Sink a little deeper into that squat on this leg. All right, this leg, try your best to let it chill off to the side. You can ignore it for now. It'll be important later, but just, whatever. It's not that important right now. I want you to make sure your heel is down. That'll help you stay stable. And I want you to pause. I want you to inhale, exhale, and try to see if you can sink a little bit deeper once you relax your body a little bit. All right. The next step is the same for everybody. We're trying to move our butt that way. If you're a little bit higher up, you might be able to go, woo, turn into a dance move, just slide on over. If you're a little lower to the ground, you might be able to touch the floor. You might be able to give yourself a little bit of assistance to help yourself over to the other side. Whatever the situation, come on over to the other side, get into a squat on this one, and chill right here. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into the floor. Again, if you're a little bit higher up, it's totally okay. All right. I'm just showing you what it could look like, not what your version currently looks like. All right. From here, we're going to scoot back. Hands down. Come on back. And that is 1 rep. Once to the left, once to the right, that's 1 rep. Cool. We're going to do 10 of these in total. We're going to count that first one. Let's go. Do, 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 boom. Please use your hands. Help yourself over the whole entire time. If you're not low enough that you can reach the floor comfortably, but you still can't get across very easily, feel free to grab something for a little bit of hand support in the middle so that you can help yourself over to the other side. All right. Might be better if it's a coffee table or an ottoman or something a little bit wider. That is up to you. I think we've done two. Come on. Probably three, right? Does this count as three? Let's pretend this is three. Keep going. If you are feeling real strong, you don't need to use your hands. Feel free to skip using your hands. And that, I think, is five. If you're ready for more, you want to go even crazier, you can try and sit up a little bit straighter and stick your arms out in front of you to help counterbalance and keep going. And six. These are all optional. You can always stick with your hands down and hands coming back for seven. If you're feeling a little bit of achiness in the knee, you probably want to come up, reduce the pressure on that knee. So what I recommend now for the seventh rep is to come up a little bit and then slide across. Whee! Boom. Sink on down. Then come on back up, across, and down. That's eight. Let's do that again. Up, across, down, up, across, down. That's nine. And let's wrap up with a squat. All right. I want you to power through this bent leg, this squatting leg. I want you to go, come up into standing, and then slowly come on down on that other leg. Nice and slow, controlled, pause. Get ready. Power through. Boom. That is 10 Cossack switches, Cossack slidey things, and squats. We are officially done with our warm up. Shake out your legs, shake out your muscles, flop around, wiggle, get loose, because the hard stuff is about to happen. That was just our warm up. If you've never been on the show before, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering that we keep on putting ourselves through a little bit more fun, a little bit more enjoyable, and a little easier to stay consistent with. All right. If you like side splits, hip mobility, consistency, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, set some calendar invites and an alarm because we are live every day starting at 9 p.m., which means we started about 20 minutes ago. All right. Let's get into our first stretch. The first thing we're going to do is a hamstring stretch. I recommend you go grab a little bit of something to pad your knee. I have, I don't know, some gym floory stuff that I got from Costco years and years ago, but you don't need anything fancy. All right. If you have a stuffed animal, if you have an old flip flop, if you have sneakers, if you have anything with a little tiny bit of foam, a little bit of cushioning, couch cushion, decorative pillow, old dirty towel that needs to be put in the laundry, you can roll it up, stick it under your knee, we're ready to go. All right. Hopefully, you're taking a second to grab something because we're going to begin. I want you to kneel up nice and straight and tall. All right. So knees to the hips, hips to the shoulders, shoulders to the head. I want that to be a nice, strong, straight line up. All right. Then I want you to take your other leg and extend it out in front of you while maintaining that nice, straight, tall posture. All right. From here, we're going to fold our belly buttons down to our thighs for our hamstring stretch. It's going to look a little like this. Whee! Ugh. As soon as you get stuck folding forward, it's time for us to chill. Inhale, relax, and flop over that leg. Ready? Inhale, relax, and flop over that leg. Whew. We're chilling here. All right. Let's do that again. Inhale, relax, flop over that leg. Third time. Inhale, relax, sink a little deeper into that stretch. From here, we're going to add a little bit of movement. What I want you to do is bring that knee up, bring it into a bent shape. I want you to bring your chest down to that leg. Try and get your whole torso touching that thigh if you can. If you cannot, there's a little bit of a gap. That's okay. Just try your best. All right. When you get to your best spot, wherever that is, I want you to straighten that leg back out and try to keep your torso low-ish. All right. That's one. We're going to do this 5 times in total. One more. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 3. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. At some point, you might not have to bend the knee as much to bring your chest down to it. Don't bend the knee as much if you don't need it. All right? Chest down, straighten it out. I think there might be a 5th one. Let's go. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. It's time for us to go a little bit deeper. What we're going to do next, I call the inhale exhale, and fold. We're gonna take a big, huge breath into the lungs. We're gonna slowly exhale that air, and while we're exhaling, so at the same time, we're gonna focus on folding the belly button down towards the ground. You ready? Let's go. Big breath in, inhale. Slowly exhale and fold. Exhale, 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 fold, 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 fold. Okay. Once you're out of air, inhale, relax. Let your body drape over that leg. Again, inhale. Relax. If I have you breathe in too fast, too much, you're hyperventilating, you can always slow down. Let's do it again. Third time, inhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. All right. Let's go. We're going to move again. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee up, chest down, straighten out. That's 3. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 4. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 5. It's time to go a little deeper. Y'all ready? Inhale, exhale, fold. Let's do it. Big breath in. Inhale. Slowly exhale, fold, 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 fold. Woo! That is our second time folding. Inhale, relax. Again, inhale, relax. That's 2. Third time, let's do it. Inhale, relax. And final round of folding. These are optional. All right. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. 1. Knee, chest, straighten. That's 2. Knee, chest, straighten. I should have probably told you this earlier, but you don't have to do this fast. This is definitely not explosive, and hopefully you're at about 5 now. We're going to hang out here in this deeper, stretched out, crazy position. We're going to hang out for 30 seconds. All right? 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. If you need to, you can put your hands out for a balance to help you stay stable. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. If you're a regular, try to contract your hamstring muscles. Try to pull your heel into the ground starting at 15, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Everybody relax and see if you can fold a little bit deeper into the ground. 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our hamstring stretch. Whew. I probably should have told you this earlier, but when I tell you to inhale, relax, and your back rounds over, it should be actual relaxation. All right. If your back is rounding because you're trying to smash your face into your knee, you're turning into a little ball, trying to turn yourself into like a sphere on the floor, you're working too hard. So anything above your belly button, if you're feeling a whole bunch of tension there, relax, chill. All right. Let's move on to the leg. Bring your knees in underneath you. Flex your glutes, flex your abs real quick. If you need help remembering how to flex them, just imagine somebody's about to spank you, so you go, ah! And then imagine somebody's going to punch you and you go, and those muscles will flex and they'll tense up. All right? Next, we're going to extend the other leg out in front and let's go. Fold the belly button down to the thigh. Inhale. Rise. As soon as you get stuck, folding forward this time around, we're going to inhale, relax again. Let's go. Inhale. Relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Whew. Let's do it again. Inhale. Relax. Let your body flop. Third time's a charm. Inhale. Relax. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. It's time to do the knee bend, chest down, straighten. You ready? Let's go. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's 1. Take your time with it. It's not a rush. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's 2. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's 3. Knee up, chest down, straighten. That's 4. Last time. Knee up, chest down, straighten. Feel that fold. Feel that tension in your hamstrings. And let's get ready to fold a little bit deeper. All right. Big breath in. Slowly exhale and fold at the same time. Let's go. Big breath in. Exhale and fold, 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 fold. Oh, man. Inhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into that stretch. Let your body flop over that leg. Inhale, relax again. Inhale. Relax. Third time, inhale. Relax. Time to move. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. I don't know if that's 2 or 3, but I'm gonna pretend that's 3. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 4. Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. That's 5. We got one more. Inhale, exhale, fold. I hope you're ready. Let's do it. Big breath in. Slowly exhale and fold. Inhale. Exhale and fold, fold, fold. Bring that belly button down. Fold. Woo. Inhale, relax. Again, inhale, relax. Let your body flop over that leg. Third time. And oh man, I have a cramp in my. And what are we doing next? Knee up, chest down, straighten it out. Do as many as you can until my cramp goes away. Just do it on your own. Inhale, knee up, chest down, straighten it out. 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 I think that's 4. Knee up. Last one, chest down, straighten it out. That was it. We're hanging out for 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Just like last time, if you're a regular, you've been doing this for a while, I want you to flex your hamstrings. I want you to pull your heel into the ground like you're trying to stomp into the floor. 17, 16, let's get ready to go. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, relax. Everybody relax. 2, 1, 0. Chill. Whew. That is our hamstring stretch. If that felt like it was really long, really intense, there's a good reason for that. That is because a lot of our other stretches are kind of dependent on our hamstrings being warmed up. When they get a little bit more complicated, there's more muscle groups tied into the stretch than just your hamstrings. If your hamstrings are holding you back, you're not going to be able to focus on the other stuff. So, what I mean to say by that is the rest of the stretches get shorter from here. All right, sit on down, bring your butt to the wall, bring your feet together, pull your feet in towards the groin, and try to sit up nice and straight for a second. Rest your head, your shoulders, your low back, your butt all against the wall, and relax. My right side abs are cramping really hard. So when I say relax, I mean it. Relax. Please, relax. God. Okay, cool. From here, we're going to bring our knees down into the ground because the goal of this stretch is to stretch out the groin muscles here in the center of your body. When you bring your knees down, you're going to feel that stretch get way more intense. So I want you to use your glutes. I want you to use your outer thighs. I want you to pull yourself into position first. All right. Once you have tried your absolute best just to bring your knees down into the ground, you're feeling the stretch build here in the groin. I want you to take your hands and apply a little bit of pressure on the inside of the knee. I want you to push straight down if you can. When you're doing this, as long as you're not feeling a sharp pain in your groin muscles, in your legs, you can keep on applying steady pressure. As you exhale, I want you to see if you can push just a little bit more, a little bit harder. If there's no sharp pain, you can keep pushing, you can keep holding. All right? Discomfort is normal, pain is not. So, if you got pain, stop. Stop it right there. Don't keep going. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. If it's just discomfort and you're like, wow, this is really uncomfortable, that's fine. You can keep pushing. All right? 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Every time you exhale, push your legs down a little bit deeper. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, last couple of seconds. See if you can flex your glutes, bring your legs down. Help your arms push down into the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of that stretch. I want you to shake out your wrists and help them relax a little bit because they tend to be a little tired from bending and pushing your leg down, fighting you. And I also want you to flap the wings of your butterfly because they were probably getting real stiff, getting shoved down into the ground, and now you want them to move. You want them to be free, relax, so that you can go do other more painful stuff. All right, let's move on into our third stretch. It's time for the standing pancake. If you're a regular on the show, or if you know enough about the pancake to know that you don't need to do the standing pancake, you can do a seated pancake. Feel free to do a seated pancake. If you have a nice stool to sit on for your seated pancake, great, you can start there. But you can always just rest your butt against the wall for a little support to help you with your pancake. All right. For the rest of us, most of the people in the world on the internet probably are going to benefit from doing a standing pancake. And that's because it's the version where gravity gives you the most help. All right. We're going to open up our legs. Doesn't have to be crazy. 30-ish degrees is plenty. And we're going to focus on folding forward. Take that belly button down to the ground. Whee! Ugh. As soon as you get stuck, we are going to find your starting position, which is right here. All right. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. Whee! Fold forward. The reason why we do the standing pancake is because gravity is going to be pulling down your whole entire upper body, and it's going to help you fold a little deeper into your stretch. The ultimate goal of the pancake is to get your upper body in between your legs as much as you can. It is a really hard stretch. You know how earlier I was saying that the hamstring stretch helps us prepare for other stuff? This is one of those things that it helps prepare for. When we are here, if you want to start basic, you can just focus on folding forward, bring your belly button down towards the ground, letting gravity pull your upper body down. If you're ready for a little bit more, you can extend your arms out past your head so that your biceps are by your ears, and suddenly that will feel a little bit crazier. If you're ready for even more, you can hold a little bit of something in your hands, and that little tiny weight will feel crazy heavy when gravity is pulling at it all the way out there, far away from your body. All right? You don't have to go straight to dumbbells. If you got a little water bottle, you've got a full water bottle, you got a full Nalgene with 32 ounces, that's 2 pounds, by the way, feel free to use that. All right? What else? If you're feeling a little bit more advanced, you're looking for more of a challenge, we got two things you can do. One of them is instead of having your butt directly above your legs, you can stick your butt back a little bit. All right. When you stick your butt back a little bit, it will tend to be the case that your upper body will also come up a little bit. That will help you, especially if you got super long arms, to feel that pull from gravity without sort of having like your arms and your face digging into the floor. All right. So that's awesome. You can go really far back. If you hold some really heavy stuff in front of you, you'll be able to go really, really, really far back. And finally, the last thing you can do is open up your legs a little wider. All right. This is completely optional. You can go as wide as you want. You can drop all the way to a side split if you're that badass, but you don't have to. All right. Completely optional. Whatever your situation is, I hope you've grabbed all the things that you may or may not need. And let's get ready to go. Bring that belly button down towards the ground. We're folding. Extend your arms past your ears if you're looking for extra weight. Stick your butt back if you need that. And 30 seconds. Let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. This is another instance of yours does not have to look like mine. Yours can totally look like this. All right. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pancake. If you have sharp eyes, you might have noticed I sat down at the end of my side split because side splits, pancake. Uh, when you outgrow your standing pancake, the next variation is a seated pancake, right? When your butt is going really far back, and you stand balanced, that is basically the equivalent of a working a lot harder than necessary seated pancake, right? When you have enough flexibility that you can get gravity to pull you down, you can let your butt come a little bit lower. All right. When you got a lot of flexibility, you might be able to sit right on the floor and still be able to fold forward. But for most of us, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch. That's why we do the standing pancake. All right. Whew, that was a third stretch. We got two more. The fourth one is a little bit more chill, not nearly as crazy, and it is called either the pigeon or the figure four. You got the option between the two. I am pretty sure last night we did the figure four, so today I'm going to be explaining and talking about the pigeon. Both stretches have the same fundamentals. It looks a little like this. We're taking one leg, we're crossing over to the other side, we're grabbing that leg, lifting it up to our belly button. We're bringing our belly button down to that leg. We're folding forward because everything is about folding forward. And it's going to look a little bit like this, right? You're going to feel a stretch here in that hip. This is a glute muscle. You're going to feel a little bit probably in your hamstrings. Your hamstrings are this muscle in the back of your leg. But when you do the figure four, you rotate that whole leg in. So it's going to be sort of on the inside of your leg now. And what else? You might feel a little bit right here where you're actually doing the full bit. It shouldn't be a stretch. It shouldn't be painful. It should just feel a little bit of something. All right. Wherever you are, let's drop to the floor. Let's get ready to do some pigeon. You don't have to drop down the way I just did. I just like to show off. You can sit down first and then bring your leg in front of you. All right. From here, I want you to find a nice middle line between your eyes down to your belly button. All right. Between your eyes, down your nose, down your mouth to your belly button. I want you to find a midpoint between your knee and your ankle, roughly, and try to get those two lines to match up. This midpoint in the leg, this middle line, fold, try and get them to touch. That's it. That's the whole entire thing. That is your pigeon stretch. If you got a really long knee to ankle bone, this thing right here, shin bone, I guess there's multiple bones, but whatever, then the midpoint might not make total sense. But for most people, it'll be more or less cool. All right, cool. You got some other options to make this a little bit easier, a little bit more difficult. You might have noticed I stuck my leg straight out over that way. That's a really comfortable position for me. You might find that's a little easier for you to bend the legs. Keep it off to the side like so. I find that it actually makes it a little bit harder for me. That's going to depend on your hip mobility. All right. There's a third and another variation. It's not a final variation. I'm sure there's more. I just don't know. But there's another variation where instead of having your legs just doing whatever on the side, you stick it right behind you. And then all of a sudden, you're going to feel a whole bunch of pressure in your knee. You're going to feel a whole bunch of stretch in the front of your hip and the hip flexor right here. And it will probably be a lot less fun. If you want, if you've done some yoga, for example, you might like this version. You want to work on this version. That is completely optional and up to you. But if you need a little bit of help getting into this position, we got a couple of tips. One of them is just start folding forward as soon as you can. Stop trying to spend so much time standing up because that's going to put a whole bunch of pressure on the hip, a whole bunch of pressure on the knee. If you don't have nice knee padding, that's a lot of pressure on your knee you don't need. All right. If you want to suffer in that stretch because it will help you stretch, fine. That's cool. You can do that. But otherwise, here's another variation you can try. You can elevate your front leg. All right. When that front leg comes up, chances are, unless you're demonically flexible, your hips are also going to come up. When your hips are up, ta-da! Your legs are going to have way more room underneath you to get into position. So there's going to be less pressure on your knee. You might still feel a whole bunch of stretch in the hip, but it might not be nearly as crazy. And your toe can come down to catch you because your feet are designed to touch the floor. Cool? All right. Ta-da! Pigeon. All right. Hopefully, you got more than enough information to get started. The pigeons go pretty fast. We're just counting down from 30 seconds. Let's get ready to go. Leg across your body. Middle line, midpoint on that leg. Bring the leg back if you want to. Again, it's optional. And I want you to sink into the floor. Let your belly button come as low as possible. Let your hips stay low and then fold forward. So hips are down first and then you fold forward. And I want you to breathe. I want you to exhale and melt into the floor. Ready? 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. If you feel like suddenly your stretch got really easy, chances are your ankle slipped towards your groin. You might want to push your ankle back out towards your face. It's going to suddenly make the stretch a lot more difficult. All right? 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep breathing. Keep on trying to sink that belly button into the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon stretch. Whew. Take a second, catch your breath, and get ready to switch to the other side. Same thing. We're just mirroring it. One leg is coming across the body. We're finding that midpoint between the knee and the ankle. We got that middle line we've been talking about. We're going to fold it downwards. If you want, extend the other leg back behind you. Try to keep your hips as low as possible. And then fold your belly button down towards the ground, nice and slow. Bring the chest down after it. And try to keep the ankle from slipping in. All right? Keep it nice and perpendicular to your chest. Okay, breathe. Exhale, relax. 30 seconds. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. Keep breathing. Keep chilling. Sink a little deeper into the floor. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. If you're new to this show, just flop onto the floor. It doesn't matter how you flop. Just turn into a little puddle of you on the floor. If you're a little bit more experienced, you've been doing this for a while, see if you can straighten out your back a little bit and see if the weight of your head is pulling you deeper into your stretch. 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon. Hopefully, if you didn't have enough time to try that straightening out your back, letting your head pull you into the floor thing, you can save it for next time. That is our fourth stretch. We're doing 5 of these in total. It is about 9:45 p.m. We have 15 minutes to do our side splits. If you are just joining, you have no idea. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. If you've never been on the show before, we just did all the stuff that's not side splits. And now we got some side splits to do. If you've never done side splits before, don't worry. We're gonna break it down into lots of little tiny steps, just like all the other things all the other things we've done so far. And you can always pause. You can always stop. You don't have to keep pushing yourself if you don't want to. All right. We're gonna go take a second to grab a little bit of hand support. I have this little stool that's, I don't know, 8 or 9 inches off the ground, folds. I use it for other things. It's not just for fitness. It's not a fitness piece of specialty equipment. If you have something small that you can comfortably step on, that will be able to support more than enough weight. It'll be perfect for our next move. All right. If you have yoga blocks, that'll be fine. If you got a stack of encyclopedias, great. If you have a coffee table, if you have an ottoman, if you have a chair, that will all work. The chair might be a little bit high. You can always stick your elbows on it instead of palming it with your hands. And that reminds me, I haven't even told you what this is for yet. At some point, we're going to end up in a position that looks like this, with our legs wide and our hands on this support. If you were to do this on the ground, you'd be folded way further forward. It'd be a little bit more difficult. So we have hand support. So it's a little bit easier, all right? So that we can be accommodating for everybody. Now, hopefully, after all that talking, you've grabbed something that you can use to give yourself a little bit of support. If you got a relatively sturdy chair, again, it'll be plenty. You can just stick your elbows on it if it feels a little too high and you don't want to put your palms down because you'll be like way up here. All right? You can always stick your elbows down. All right. Hopefully, everybody is ready because we're going to begin right now. What I want you to do is stick your butt up against the wall. The wall's going to be your best friend. It's going to be a lot of help. It's going to be support. It's going to keep you from falling backwards. It's awesome. So stick your butt against the wall and then take a little tiny baby step. Tiny, 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 tiny baby step in front of the wall. Open up your legs a little bit wider and see if you can fold forward. Put your hands on your hand support. All right. From here, let's see if you can comfortably get a little tiny bit deeper. I want you to rest your butt against the wall. I want you to open up your legs a little bit wider, and I want you to put your hands on your hand support. All right? I want you to feel like you're in a nice, stable, controlled position so that you can totally chill and relax. All right? Whew. All right. Let's get into a deeper side split. What I want you to do next is rotate this leg backwards 90 degrees so that the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. I don't know if any of you saw that, but my chair just slipped that way. Perhaps you might want to center your weight on your stool. All right, from here, once you're done one side, we got to do the other side. Boom, heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. The reason why we do this is because you got this lumpy part of your thigh bone, and if you try to pull your legs super wide that way, that lumpy part will smash into your hips. But when you rotate just the leg back, that lumpy part goes behind you, and it doesn't smash into your hips. It just kind of goes, slips right behind, and that's what we want. All right, rotate those legs. Rest your butt against the wall, hands on your hand support, and I want you to see if you can slowly let your butt drift down the wall. Come a little bit deeper into your stretch. All right. I said this earlier, but find a comfortable position. When I say comfortable, I don't mean that your muscles aren't getting stretched. What I mean is you don't feel like you're going to flip forward. You don't feel like you're going to slip backwards. You don't feel like your feet are going to slide out from underneath you and you're going to go, ugh, and then come into a pile of you on the floor. All right. We want you to feel like you're balanced, that you're in control. And the reason why we care about this is because if you feel like you're about to fall, if you feel like you're about to slip, your muscles are going to tense up. They're going to try to protect you. And if they're all tense, you're not going to be able to relax. You're not going to be able to get deeper into your side split. All right. So find a position where you feel like your arms are really supporting you. You're not leaning too far forward. You're not leaning too far back. The wall is protecting you, keeping you from falling backwards. And we're ready to continue. I want you to take a nice big breath in. Inhale. Exhale and see if you can sink a little deeper into your stretch. Whew. If you need to stop at any point, by the way, feel free to stop. You don't have to go any deeper. You can just hang out there. Or you can even come back a little bit. All right, let's keep going. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. See if you can sink a little bit deeper into the ground. Adjust your hand support. Adjust your position. Shift your butt. Do whatever you can. Find a comfortable spot again. All right, because you've let your leg slide out. You've changed your position, so you can also adjust. All right. Again, inhale. Exhale, relax. Now that you've gotten a little bit deeper, adjust. Find another comfortable spot. If you're ready to stop right here, feel free to stop right here. If you got a little bit more in you, you can do a little wiggle to the right, little wiggle to the left. See if you can eke out a little tiny bit more. Little wiggle to the right, little wiggle to the left, little wiggle to the right, little wiggle to the left, little right, little left, little right, little left. Boom. That is our setup. At this point, you're probably really low. Your legs are screaming and you want to stop. So 30 seconds. Let's do it. 29, 28, 27. Just a reminder, your toes are pointing up. Your knees are pointing up. The top of your head is basically pointing up. 25, 24, 23, 22. To make this easier on yourself, you can put more weight into your hands. Push yourself out of position so it's not all in your legs. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Hopefully you can get whatever it is you're using for hand support out of the way. I want you to crawl your hands forward a little bit. Slowly bring your legs in underneath you with control as much as you can. And sit back, relax. That was the hard stuff, all right? The first go around is really hard. I'm sure you felt it because I do a lot of explaining, do a little talking to make sure that people who are jumping in for the first time have as much verbal support as possible. But the second go around, the third go around are going to be much faster setup wise. All right. Let's come on back up into standing. We got to shake out the tension that we just stuck into our legs, into our hips. And the way I recommend you start is by shaking out your ankles. Lift one ankle, give a light shake, 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 flop, 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 shakety, floppity, shakety, floppity, shakety, floppity. Pick up the pace of that shake. Pick up the intensity of that flop. Those are just interchangeable words I use. They don't mean anything. All right. Shake your legs out. Let the muscles relax. If your ankles are flopping all over the place and they're flopping really far from side to side, back and forward, the muscles that could be tight, could be holding you back, are not. They're relaxed. So let's switch on over to the other side. Shake, 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 shake. Flop, 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 flop. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Relax. Shake it out. Flop it around. Wiggle, 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 and whoo, take a couple of quick steps. If your legs are feeling a little bit better, you're walking a little bit smoother, you're able to do some dance moves, we're ready to move on into our hips. I want you to put all your weight into one leg, big toe is down on the other. I want you to bring the knee in and out, and in and out. We're using muscles in the hips and sort of out here in the glutes to help bring that leg in and out. This is internal and external rotation at that hip. The arms actually don't have to do anything. I just like to do this because it looks funny and is feels more natural than sticking your hands up like this. And as you get more comfortable with it, you can go a little bit faster. You can shake it out more. You can relax and flop around. All right. Other side. Are you weight on one leg? Big toe is down. Focus on building strength and control here if you've never really done this movement before. And work on that full range of motion. Almost bring these knees to touch. Point that knee straight out as far out that way as possible. And when you get more comfortable with it, shake it out, dance, have some fun with it. Remember, at the end of the day, the goal is to relax. All right. Once your legs are feeling a little bit looser, give it one last shake. Shake out your arms. They've been doing hard work, lifting your body up as well. And let's get ready to do side split number 2. All right. Grab your hand support. Flop that right in front of you. Butt up against the wall. Take half a step forward. Open up those legs. Come on down. Fold forward. Hands on hand support. Open up those legs a little wider. Your butt is resting on the wall for butt support. All right. Come on down. Keep on coming. Find a comfortable spot for you. And let's rotate the legs. Boom. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are up. Heels are down, toes are up, knees are pointing up. Again, we're rotating the legs so that the lumpy part of your thigh bone doesn't smash into your hip bone, so it doesn't cause you any pain. So now that that's done, you're in a side split. Congratulations. Let's get a little bit deeper. Adjust. Find a comfortable spot for you. Sink a little deeper into your stretch, and let's get ready to breathe. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Third time's a charm. You can stop anytime, by the way. You don't have to keep going if you don't want to. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. Also optional. Do a little wiggle if you're ready for more. Wiggle to the right, wiggle to the left, wiggle to the right, wiggle to the left, and let's get ready for stretch number 2. This time, I want you to walk your hands forward just a little bit. If you have hand support, you can still use your hand support. It will be totally fine. And when you walk your hands forward a little bit, I want your hips to follow you so that your knees or toes are kind of pointing up at a 45-ish degree angle. The reason why we're doing this is because it's going to emphasize your inner thigh muscles a little bit more. You're going to feel the stretch here, and that's what we want. 30 seconds, let's do it. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. If you feel like the stretch isn't intense enough for you, instead of locking out your elbows, you can always bend them, and that will put some more weight into your legs instead of in your arms, and that will make everything harder. 15, 14, 13, 12. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Take them nice and slow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Come on. Forward. Bring your legs in underneath you. Oh, breathe. Grunt. Groan. Make as many sound effects as you need to. Complain if you want. I can't hear it anyway. So, chill. All right. You already know the next step. We're going to come up. We're going to shake out the tension. Let's go. Stand on up. Shake out your ankles. Let them flop around. Be loose. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. You don't have to shake them super fast right away. You can slowly build up the intensity. There is a certain relationship with how fast you can shake and how relaxed that muscle is, but it's not that important. We just have to get relaxed enough. All right? Shake, 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 shake. Flop, 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 flop. And other side. Shake, 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 shake. Flop, 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 flop. Shakety, shake, 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 shake some more. Again, You don't have to shake like crazy. You can just be relatively gentle with it and slowly build up. You're like, oh, this isn't that crazy. This is fine. Okay, fine. Go a little bit harder. Wee, oh, this is fine. Go, okay, go a little bit harder. But there's like a diminishing return, right? You don't have to keep going faster and faster and faster. Once your legs, your calves are feeling a little bit better, let's move on to the hips. All your weight on one leg, big toe is down, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Whew. Other side, in, out, 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 really deep in, really out, out, really in, out, in, out. Work on that range of motion. Shake out your legs, flop around, relax, and breathe. All right, third and final side split. Let's crush it. Let's go. Stool in front of you, butt up against the wall. Open up your legs, and let's get ready to fold. Hands on your hand support, butt against the wall. So butt on your butt support, and come on down a little bit. All right. Yours does not have to look like mine. I've been doing this for hundreds of days in a row, practicing a ton. So if you're joining in for the first time, you're like, "What? I can't do that," and you're feeling like, a little sad about it or something. Don't. I've been doing this for a long time, and if you need proof, all of the videos are recorded and posted on YouTube. Cool. All right. Where are we going with this? It's time to rotate your legs. Boom, heels down, toes up, knees up. Boom, heels down, toes up, knees up. From here, hands still on hand support. Find a nice, comfortable spot. And let's get ready to breathe. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. And let's do it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, relax. Sink a little deeper into your stretch. If you're not moving, that's totally fine. All right. You don't have to actually be able to move. We're just trying our best with that moment in time. And if you feel like you're already super deep, you don't have to go any further. Cool. Last one. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Relax. Woo. Optional wiggles. Little lean to the right. Little lean to the left. Little lean to the right. Little lean to the left. Little lean to the right. Little lean to the left. And now we're basically ready for side split number 3. All right. You got options. You can do the first version of the stretch where we had our toes, our knees, our head basically pointing straight up, hand on your hand support if you need it. You got the second one where we walked our hands forward, so it looked like we're about to do a push up. You're feeling the stretch more in your inner thighs. Whichever one you'd like, feel free to work on that one. Let's get into position and let's count it down. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. I got muscles cramping all over the place today. My ankles are cramping. 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're done. Walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in slowly. Oh, protect those knees. Make sure you're not doing anything crazy. Oh, that is our third and final side split. We are done with all of the big suffering. It's time to shake it out. Let's go. Come on back into standing. Shake, 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 shake. Shakety, shake, 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 shakety, shake. Shake the other side. Shake some more. Shakety, shake. Keep shaking, flop, wiggle, relax. The main part of the show is done. Unless you're gonna go into another workout, you don't really have to focus that much on relaxing. If you spend 5-10 seconds on each leg just flopping and shaking, that will be plenty. All right, shake, 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 shake. Switch as you feel like you need to. You are the masters of your own shaky shakiness. I've taught you the very, very, very basics. Now, from now on, you can shake as you please. You can combine things. You can start shaking like this. You can look like you're made out of a blob of Play-Doh. Play-Doh may not be the right thing. I usually go with spaghetti. Overcooked, sloppy spaghetti left in the pot because there's like one piece left. And then when you dump out the water in the end, you're like, oh gosh, what is that thing? That type of spaghetti. That's you. Floppity, floppity, floppity. All right? Shake out your legs one last time. Let's move on to the hips. All your weight on one leg. Big toe is down on the other. Focus on bringing that knee in and out and 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 in and out. If you want, make this fun. Do some stanky leg. Pull that leg in. Have fun with it. If you want to sort of combine both movements, you can rotate that leg back out and go boom, push that leg out. Have fun with that movement. Saturday night's coming soon. You can start practicing now. Boom, 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 boom. And then you can always make that stanky leg a little bit more graceful, a little bit more fun. You can, I don't know what I'm doing, just have some fun with it, all right? You're working on mobility, you're working on moving better. Put it to work, own it, do cool stuff, have fun. We're done doing a typical relaxy stuff. We're gonna do a couple of joint checks. We're gonna wrap up and look at the chat, do some Q&A, all right? What I want you to do is take your time, go nice and slow and deep into some hip circles, really lean into it. Oh, sit into that hip. Oh, I usually feel the left and right side of the hip pretty roughly after the side splits, so I like to hang out on either side. And if you feel the same way, feel free to do the same thing. But maybe your tightness is somewhere else. Maybe it's in the front. Maybe it's in the front side. Feel free to hang out, give that area some love, and then keep going, working your way through that hip circle. The front left is really feeling it for me today. Curious. Usually it's like the straight left side. Hmm. Hmm. Take note. Assess things. And give whatever you need some love. Switch directions. Change things up. When you're done with your hip circles, we're going to do some high knees. Boom. Boom. Your knees just have to come up. If they come up past like halfway, you're fine. You don't need to worry about it. Next, we're going to do some calf raises from a squatting position. What I want you to do is keep your feet about hips width apart. Not too narrow, not too wide, hips width apart. All right? Try to come down into a squatting looking position. And from the side, I want it to look a little bit like this. I want you to fold really far forward and have your head going way far that way. All right? I want you to take your knees and I want you to send them that way too. Boom. When you do this, your whole entire center of gravity is going to shift forward in front of you. It's going to make you want to fall forward, fall over. That's going to force your feet, your big toes, I mean, not your big toes, your toes, including your big toe, and the arch of your foot to work really hard to try and keep you stable, to keep you on the ground. All right? That's what we want. We want the feet engaged, working hard. From here, you're going to feel your Achilles tendon and calves getting a nice stretch if your knees are pointed forward that way. And your quads are going to be firing. They're going to be really upset at you. And your low back is going to be firing upset at you because you're hunched over like this and it's hard. Next, we're going to do some calf raises. Stick your hands down into the ground and try and lift those heels up. I want you to focus your power in your big toe and your index toe. I want you to pull those heels up as high as you can. Slowly come on down. Work those calf muscles in. Whew. Once you're done, however many you want to do, we're going to recap all the goodies that we just pulled off in one crazy movement, all right? Because we really threw our weight forward, forced our toes to kick in to grip the ground. We forced the arch of our foot to kick in to help stabilize our bodies. We got a crazy Achilles tendon stretch by bringing our knees forward. Nice stretch in our calves. And then, because we're doing calf raises, we got a nice workout in the calves, in the feet. Our quads were firing the whole time, trying to keep us, supported and balanced. Our low back was keeping our chest, up-ish in front of us. They were also tired. And we got our hips, our knees, our ankles, all the little tiny muscles in our feet to work really well together. So if you're going to pull off most of that movement, like 75% of it, then chances are your joints, your muscles, your tendons, they're doing pretty good. All right. And with that, you can go back to doing whatever else you have to do for the rest of the day. Thank you so much for coming in, practicing consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility with me today. Again, we do this every single day starting at 9 p.m. If you're not in a time zone where that makes any sense, we started an hour and 6 minutes ago, That time, whatever it is for you, is the same time that we start 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. All right? So hit follow, hit subscribe, set a calendar invite, set an alarm. That time, come on back. Let's work on some side splits and hip mobility. I've been doing some version of this show for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days. And I have gotten a lot more flexible over those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of days. So if your stretch doesn't look quite like mine, I promise at some point I probably had a version that looked a lot more similar to yours. If you want to, for some reason, look back at the old videos, I think there's probably a year's worth over on YouTube. The username is the same as on TikTok. It splits on the side. It would be under like streams if you go into the profile and go real far back to the oldest videos. It'll probably still be in this room, and I'll be a lot less flexible. You can go check those out if you want. So, where am I going with this? Hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back. All right, I make some other content though, right? It's not just the side splits that I do. Most of the time, I'm trying to make you remember that movement, that fitness can be fun, that a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there is really meaningful and useful. If you got 2 minutes waiting for the microwave to heat up your lunch, if you got a couple minutes waiting for coffee to come out the machine, if you have a couple minutes waiting for your pasta to soften and be edible, those are plenty of minutes to get a little bit exercise in, right? You saw what we were able to suffer through in a couple minutes of Cossack switches, right? This is a really high bang for your buck exercise, right? If you get real good, you can squat real low, you can split real deep, you can get really good at balancing and shifting your weight from side to side, and you get really comfortable at moving on the ground just from one exercise. So if you could do 2 minutes of that, that would be insane. All right. But you don't have to do 2 minutes of that. That's a lot. If you could do 30 seconds of that every time you made coffee, that would be incredible. It would do a ton for keeping your joints feeling good, feeling young. Your joints, since I'm on the topic, they don't have blood vessels, all right? If you tear a muscle, if you injure yourself, if you were doing some bodybuilding and you're trying to get real big, your blood sends nutrients to your muscles. That is not how joints work. Joints don't have blood vessels. If they did, every time you took a couple steps, your blood vessels would explode, your knees would be bruisey all the time. What they do have is called synovial fluid. They basically got some liquids, and just like the liquids in your car, they require a pump. That pump for your human body is movement. Right? You gotta move the knees to send the fluid to other parts of your body, to shift it around, to take the gunk that your body doesn't need out of there, and to bring in fresh, good, clean juices, just like an oil change, but for your knees, for your elbows, for your back, for your hips, whatever. You need to do movement to get that to happen. Cool? That analogy got real weird because I became an oil change and also pumps. Anyways, don't dwell on the analogy. Focus on the movement. All right, it's good for you, and you don't have to do very much to get most of the benefit. 30 seconds is plenty. If you were gonna doom scroll anyway, make sure you're followed, make sure you're subscribed, so you doom scroll into my content, so you get a nice healthy reminder to do some calf raises in your kitchen, to do some squats, to do some Cossack switches, and I hope uh, you find it fun and you find it light, not like a burden, not like, oh man, I have to go to the gym today. All right? Because movement, just like how we incorporate some stanky leg, some whoever knows whatever kind of weird random joke I'm making up for today, into our show, you should feel that way about being able to do stuff with your body because that's what your body's designed to do. It's designed to do stuff, right? So let it do stuff. Go try new stuff. Go take some dance classes. Go turn on some exciting sports that you want to try and then go play those sports. World Cup is on. I am currently, oh, great segue. World Cup is going on right now. And I am trying to get a little bit better at freestyle football skills, which is the cool things that people do when they're like juggling a soccer ball or a football, whatever, you prefer calling it. And like they do cool tricks like having it hang out in the back of your neck after you catch it, or like doing the around the world where they spin their feet around the balls and doing stuff like that. I'm working on some of those skills for funsies, and I'm not sure how far I'll get, but there's like 24, 25 more days left until the World Cup. I got a World Cup party. Before that party, I'm gonna try and take the next 3.5 weeks, master some skills. I can do a little bit of juggling ish now. My record currently is 15 tappy things. I don't know what these are called. What would you? Is it juggling? The verb is juggling, but each one is also a juggle. Whatever. Tappy things. I can do 15 tappy things when I'm really, really, really lucky and everything works out perfectly. Most of the time it's like five, but I'm working on it, and I hope you take the inspiration go try something cool and fun too. All right. I'm gonna look at the chat and see if there's any questions, comments. I gotta answer right away. It seemed like YouTube was super active today, so let me scroll and start there. Keisha says, "Rest well" to Merv, and Merv is super excited in the chat. Okay, hold on. There's a lot going on. I'm gonna scroll to the top. Let's see what's going on. Oh wow, this is the most active YouTube chat has ever been. I think this might be the most fun going on in YouTube I've ever seen. Neko Panda says, "Hello, I'm awake. I'm watching the Japan match. Thank you, World Cup, for bringing people and making sure that they're awake for my show. I appreciate it, man. Stimulating economies, stimulating my life." Neko Panda says, "I'ma go. Good luck." Okay, he left. All right, bye. Keisha is here, working ready, excited to work on some side splits. Jax is here, sending good vibes, and it's Japan versus Sweden. Thank you for checking. Merv says, first time watching a YouTube live. I'm glad to see someone's showing something useful. Nice. Thank you for the compliment. Merv is excited and impressed by all the movements. Thank you for joining in for the first time. Thank you for engaging in the chat on your first time here. That's awesome. Keisha's worried about my belly cramp. Thank you. And Keisha says, so we are graduating to weighted seated pancake if my head may get between my legs. Yeah, if your head can get in between your legs, I don't even know what you need to be doing. You're yeah, you might as well start lifting weights. You'll just get into a pancake and you'll lift weights up out of it, so you strengthen all the muscles that help you get into your pancake and come out of your pancake. What else we got? Keisha's talking about the figure four, and Keisha strongly dislikes the pigeon stretch, much prefers the figure four. And Merv in YouTube chat is wondering why she hates it. Da, 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 da. Merv asks, are you guys doing this while watching or are you planning to do it later? I hope everybody who is on the live is doing it and following along because I take great effort to try my best to explain things as we go, to walk you through each of the steps, and particularly the really painful stuff that take a long time, like the side splits. So if you know, we're doing it side by side, that would be awesome. Um, because it is live. And I want you to feel like we're doing it together because we are doing it together. I'm suffering right here on the floor behind us, or I guess behind me, because behind you is not the phone. Where am I going with this? Tangent. I hope you're joining in. I hope you're doing it live. But if for some reason you miss the live, the recordings are posted all over on YouTube, and you can always watch the previous day if you want a little bit of support. One of the things I talk about frequently, but I haven't mentioned yet today, is if you got low energy on any given day, life is beating you down, you're feeling a little sick, whatever it is, you feeling like you're 30% today. You're definitely not getting anywhere close to 100%. That's okay. What is typically going to be more important is that you showed up, that you practice a little bit of consistency, right? Somewhere in the back of your head, you're checking off a little invisible check mark, and you believe that you are someone who shows up. You're somebody who is a little bit more consistent, and that becomes the most valuable portion of all of this. It is awesome to work on your side splits. It's awesome to work on your hip mobility. It's awesome to move a little bit. That's great. But what's even more important is that you truly deep down believe that you have the ability to be as consistent as you want. And that is a skill that will take you to whatever cool thing you want to do. Classes, whatever, learning something, developing skills, finishing something important to you, whatever. All those things require consistency. All right. Caroline says, that's my case today. Perfect. If you got 30%, bring your 30%. If today's not a day where you're going 100%, you're going all in, perfect. The reason why that's perfect is because your body can't sustain 100% maximum effort anyway, right? You need rest days, you need to recover. And if you happen to want to practice consistency so much that you're not really taking rest days, if you're coming in 30% on any given day, that's basically sort of a rest day, right? So you can do that, absolutely. It's more important for you to focus on becoming someone who's really good at staying consistent and enjoying the benefit of also moving well than it is to do it the other way around, right? Um, cool. All right, I'm gonna finish up on YouTube real quick, and let's see. Keisha says, I always stretch during the live. I'm doing it now. Merv says, it's 2:43. I'm watching it from bed. I'm going to try these on Saturday. Oh, wow. Okay, that is super early in the morning. On Saturday and Sunday mornings, I have another set of lives. They typically are not side splits. They are more gentle, just a little bit of gentle movement to start your day on Saturday and Sundays. The last 3 weekends, it has been more about back and posture and getting your glutes kicking in to help support your low back. Oftentimes, when some muscles that start falling asleep on us because we sit a lot don't kick in, other parts of your body supplement and compensate. That tends to cause a little bit of low back discomfort over time. So, when you wake up your butt muscles and get them firing, sometimes it can be really helpful to help support your low back so your low back doesn't have to work overtime and it can just chill out a little bit more, right? And if I see a lot of questions are asking about what time on the weekends, it's 9 a.m. on the weekends. So this live starts at 9 p.m. Eastern time. On the weekends, we do a 9 a.m. and a 9 p.m. The same show, this show, the side splits show, will be at 9 p.m. But at 9 a.m., it's more like back and posture and mobility and neck stuff. We do some neck stretches, we break them down, we talk about them, and we do a little bit of strengthening for the upper back, trying to pull the shoulder blades back together, trying to get sort of these muscles here that would otherwise be rounded to do the opposite. We flex our glutes, do some glute bridges, that type of stuff. Cool. Um, and that is probably most of the YouTube chat. Murph says, I'm off now. Pleasure meeting you all. Stay blessed and have fun. Thank you for coming in and sending good vibes. You're already off, but I appreciate that you popped in. Thought it was awesome. You hung out with the people here, even though you didn't know what was happening, and you had a good time. I love it. All right, what else we got? Andy says, been working on my toe splay. Not as great as yours yet. Thanks for the tips. Awesome. Um, toe splay is particularly useful when you're trying to like really spread the toes to push off the floor and make your feet work really hard. When we do the calf raises from a squatting position, that is a perfect time to try to combine both at the same time because your toes are working real hard to grip the floor as it is, and it will help you with balance. Um, Good on you for working on it. It's not easy. It's not fun. It makes shoes much less fun to wear. And what does that mean? Andy asks, can you demonstrate yours with rolls? What are rolls? While you answer that, I'm gonna swing on over to TikTok and see what's going on. Luzum says good night and thank you. Oh yes, you're very welcome, Luzum. Good night. Marita says, oh yes, I start Sunday. Nice, nice, nice. At what time on weekends? Perfect, 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 perfect. All right. Sorry, I'm having a hard time reading the text, so I have to cover my eyes from the rest of the lighting. It's 5 a.m. here. Did the stretches like, oh, ankle rolls. I don't know what threading is, but we can talk about ankle rolls real quick, since this is a question that has me doing something instead of just being all commentary person. That's not even a word. That's not even a sentence. Anyways, ankle rolls. If you are first starting out and you don't really know what your ankles can handle, and you want to sort of work on your ankles' range of motion, you might want to sit down, find a nice chair. You might, if you can, cross one leg over so that you can really, get up and personal with your feet. All right. You can grab your toes. You can typically start trying to pull your toes up towards your knees. You can typically point your toes pretty far forward, right? Point your whole foot down really far forward. You can typically slowly, using external force, work your way through a ton of range of motion that you might not be able to get into with just your muscle strength, right? For most of us, your toes are not going to be, your feet are not going to be, how do I say this, strong enough to do lots of crazy things that you might anatomically be able to do. that's a that's a hard sentence. What am I trying to say? You're probably capable of doing and accessing more range of motion when something is acting on the joint rather than you using your own muscles to do it, right? Just like how when we do the hip cars, we're trying our best to lift our knee as high as we can. We're trying our best to open up our leg as wide as we can, right? But chances are, as high as you can lift it, you can probably pull your knees up just a little bit higher. You can get a little bit more out of that joint, right? Same thing for your ankles. When you're physically using your hand, when you're pushing at it to get that full range of motion, you're probably going to get a little bit more out of it. Cool? When you're first getting used to this sensation, I recommend you get nice and close. You apply some pressure nice and slow with your hands to see what your ankle is capable of handling and taking your time with it. As you get more comfortable with it, you don't have to be so detailed necessarily. You can sort of just leave your foot, part of your foot, down so you can apply a little bit of pressure and you can sort of let your ankle do some of that work while your rest of your body is having fun and flopping around, right? So instead of using your hands to do all the work, you can kind of throw your leg around, you can throw your hip around to try and get some of those ranges. It might not be as easy to get this one, the dorsiflexing, where you bring your toes up to your knees. You might have to actually like do a little bit of a calf stretch to get that. But pretty much every other part of that ankle roll, you can totally hit just by doing this for the most part. And if you have some other exercise where you do a lot and you focus a lot on bringing your toes up into the sky, then you don't need to do that much anyway, because you're doing it in some other place, right? You don't need to have this particular tool, this particular ankle roll, do all of the range of motion in the ankle unless you don't do anything else. Cool? All right. I hope that's helpful. Um, is there anything else that I can think of? No, I think that's all I got. I have absolutely no idea what threading is, so I can't help you any more than that. Cool. All right. Let's see. What else we got? I'm gonna scroll over on TikTok and let's take a look. There is still 85 of you guys online. Amazing. Okay. Carolyn says that's my case today. That came in when I was talking about coming in with 30% energy and showing up with consistency. Thank you so much, Carolyn, for staying on to pretty much the very end and at least the very end to leave that comment. And thank you for bringing in your 30% because that's enough. All right. Marita says you are great, very funny. Good, 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 good. Part of part of my goal with this show is to make the exercise, the suffering that we put ourselves through every single day, a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more fun. So I try to keep my energy up. Obviously, some days are 30% days for me, and there's only so much I am bringing to the table on those days. But today's a pretty good day. Hope you had fun. Caroline says, first time joining this live. What's it all about? Oh no, oh, okay. Carolyn just came in, and that's my case today. Is she doesn't actually know what the lab is about? Oh man. All right. Ken Jesus, thank you as always, Ken. Good night, everyone. We got a thank you from somebody with the username Lazy18. Thank you, thank you. Chase says, good for the club, gym, and karaoke. Yes, the stanky leg and the stanky leg variations. Always good for breaking out whenever you need to attract some attention. Cat G says it's always a good workout. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Jay says t-shirt idea, master of shakiness. I'll consider it. What do you think? What do you think a logo would look like? Master of shakiness. It wouldn't be shaky if it was a static image, right? So would it just be blurry arms and blurry legs? Or would I just have one leg in a weird angle, another leg at another angle, and the arms all at weird places? Crystal says, building on confidence to join. You guys are great. Thank you. Crystal, please join in. Everybody in the chat, for the most part, like 99% of the time, is incredibly lovely and incredibly comfortable and easy and chill. Most people are absolutely silent in the chat, right? Like there's maybe 10 reoccurring names in the chat, but most of the time there's 100 plus people on the live throughout the majority of the show. And You don't have to feel like you have to hang out in the chat, but I do want you to feel like you can absolutely hop in and join in. Sometimes I'm talking really fast. Sometimes I'm talking with like crazy amounts of energy, and then I'm demonstrating a move that feels kind of insane. But I promise the instructions that I give, for the most part, have not changed from when I was doing a less impressive looking version of some of these stretches, right? Back when my elephant walk looked more like this instead of, like this, same instructions. When my hamstring stretch was much higher up like this versus, much deeper now it is today, basically the same instructions. The main thing that's actually changed is that we do the knee bend, chest down, straighten it out. Because at some point I was like, hey, you know what? That actually makes it easier to get into. Maybe we should do more of these. Anyways, um, the majority of the instructions in this live and the majority of the exercises, it's followed the same exact sort of queuing instructions the whole time. And that means those instructions will apply to basically everybody at whatever level you're at. So you can definitely come back, join in, hang out. All right. Missy says, wow, what's your pain or intensity level? Um, Most of the time I don't really have pain in our exercises. I had a cramp here in the abs earlier. That was by far the most painful thing I've experienced on this show. Um, but the most uncomfortable thing is probably the side splits. The third and final side split, I hang out without using any hand support, so I use my leg muscles to support my body. So I'm building as much strength as I can in that position. And well, in the 30, 40 seconds that we do it for at least. And that is probably the hardest thing in the show for me. You guys at home don't have to do it that way. I give you the option on that third one. You can do it the way we do the first one, where we're sitting more upright, our knees and our toes are pointing up. We do it the second way, where we look like we're doing more of a push up and you're feeling it more in your inner thighs. And then for the third one, you can do whichever one you like. I happen to do it where I get to build a little bit more strength and it's a little bit harder for me so that I can make a little bit of progress in my sides. But for most people, you won't need that for the first lots of depths. At some point, it will be very beneficial for you to get a lot stronger and have a lot more control in the movement. It will always be good to have more control. It'll always be good to be stronger, but you don't have to focus on building that strength right away when you're just getting started. You can just focus on understanding the movement. You can understand relaxing into those movements, and then over time, when you're like, I want to level up the intensity, you can work on building strength. All right, all right. I'm gonna scroll back up. Yeah, it says there must be a flexibility drug or something. I think they do sell supplements that imply that you can get more flexible. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't think those are real though. Um, D says these kids don't know what encyclopedias are. Yes, that's that's probably true. At one point, before Wikipedia was common, before the internet was common, people stored their own Wikipedias and not in a flash drive, not in the cloud, in books. These big collections of books that nobody opened and just stood on display so that your family could pretend that they had really smart people in it. That's what encyclopedias are. Um, I said encyclopedias because I was trying to imagine what would be like a uniform book size, and the only thing I could think of where every book is like remotely the same and you'd have a bunch of them is encyclopedias. Like I don't know that I have a single other book that all comes in the same size. I'm looking at the bookshelves. Yeah, they're all like slightly different. I can't imagine that it's not a pain in the butt for book manufacturers to make books all slightly different sizes and not fit inside uniform bookshelves and things. So there's always like gaps and whatever. I don't know why I'm going into this topic. We're moving on. Ken sends smiling emojis. I'm scrolling up. D says, Ken, we got to get you a stopwatch. I like to pretend that the counting and the slow counting is a pro and not a con. All right. 30 seconds sometimes feels really fast to me, and I want to stay in the stretch a little bit longer, but I like to pretend that it's only 30 seconds so it doesn't feel as overwhelmingly large a number. If I said 45 seconds right from the get-go, you're like, oh, 45 seconds is a long time to do this stretch for. I don't want to do it in 45 seconds. 30 seconds, I feel like it's like a psychologically more manageable number, even though, realistically, I count a little bit slow, so it's probably closer to like 40, 45. Thank you for staying on with the stretches. All right, I'm gonna stop scrolling up. I'm gonna just go back to the bottom and see what we got left, and then we'll wrap up. Um, we got good night and thanks, and I think lazy. I forgot the username. Lazy18 says I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Marita says you should print a T-shirt stated "Shaking with Ken." Shake Ken. Oh, maybe that'll be the next like account name. It'll be just like Shake Hen, not Shake King, but Shake. Oh, but Shake King would be sick if my name was King. Anyways, Shake Shake Hen, not stirred. All right. Anyways, Che says basically that he loves your name. Quapia says I get cramps all the time in the lower abs, so I no longer do crunches. That might mean a couple of things. One of them meaning you might want to drink a lot more water and also have a little bit more salt. Uh, Electrolyte powders are really popular in the US right now. I don't know why they're so popular because they're really just salts and like potassium and sugar, lots of sugar, or maybe whatever artificial sweetener that isn't sugar, and some flavoring. I don't know how they're charging like $1 for these little packets when you can buy $1 of salt and it's like a giant tub. I don't know if salt is still a giant tub. I bought too many at one point and now I've been using the same like one tub of salt for like years. But that is not the point. You can buy a lot of salt for like nothing. And it's basically the same case with potassium. If you decided that you wanted to make your own electrolyte drinks, you just need a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of potassium, and then you got Gatorade, all right? You might benefit a little bit from having a little bit of that. Right before this, I was filming some content for social media. I was working on some football skills, some soccer ball juggling, and so I sweat a lot and I am a little bit dehydrated. I can feel it because I talk so much. My mouth is really dry right now. But I'm imagining that's why my abs were cramping up a little bit. Whatever. True Blue says, or the Yellow Pages. Dude, the Yellow Pages, I don't know when the last time I saw one of those were. My parents had some encyclopedias. Yellow Pages, 2010. I think 2010 might have been the last time I had seen a set of Yellow Pages, and at that point, my friends had seen some old YouTube videos of really strong people who were able to like tear phone books in half, and I'm pretty sure that's all we did with them at that point. But Yellow Pages. That's crazy. Okay. Uh, Yellow Pages for doing that would be really funny if I could go find and secure myself a copy of the Yellow Pages that isn't infested with like paper bugs. Or you can have an archaic set of Yellow Pages to do some stretches with. Fantastic idea. Marita says cucumber juice is good for cramps. Great tip. I guess they do cause there's flavors in the electrolyte packets. Yes, there absolutely is. I find they're all way too sweet, and the recommended water like ratio in some of the packets I've seen are like 16 ounces of water to one packet. I think most of them are so sweet. I need a liter and a half. I need three times the water to make it something I'd actually want to like casually sip on. Um, it's crazy. Those things are so sweet. Marita says you can sell the t-shirts and I'll buy one. Oh, great. Thank you. That is one confirmed purchase of a non-existent t-shirt, maybe saying shaken, not stirred. Or shaking. Or some combination of all those things. Cool. All right. I'll keep that in mind. And I appreciate the support, Marita. Let's see what else we got. I think that is all of the chat. Um, True Blue says, I agree, you should get merch. 2 votes for merch. I think Che has been telling me to do merch for a long time. So 3 votes for merch. I appreciate the support, and I will definitely look into it now that I've got 3 votes for merch. I don't think this happened on a call organically before. You know, I always imagine somewhere I'd be like, should I do merch, guys? Would you buy it? But since you're volunteering your money to me, okay, fine. I will look into it. All right. Lazy18 says, I just make cucumber with lemon slices and some salt for electrolytes. That's a very good idea. It probably tastes much nicer than all the other things that I was complaining about. Maria says, in soccer, cucumber juice is very popular. Oh, that's also very good to know. I should just eat more cucumbers. Noted. All right. How are we doing on time? It is 10:37. We are about 100 minutes into the live. I think it is about time for me to wrap up. There's only 44 of you left on TikTok still, and 4 on YouTube. And I hope y'all had a really fun time because you stayed here for so long. Thank you so much one last time, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on your side splits, working on your hip mobility. Again, we do this every single day, Monday through Sunday. I don't know why I go Monday through Sunday. That's new. I just made that up. Monday through Sunday, and we do this to make consistency a little easier, make working on your hips moving a little better, a little bit more fun, and I hope you can take the love for movement move in a little better and apply it to all the other cool places in your life where you can add a little bit of dance, a little bit of shiftiness and moving. And I don't even know where I'm going with this. I've never said this before, obviously. So we'll wrap it up. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And thank you again for being here and sending all the good vibes today. Today's been like a super, super, super positive live. I don't know if it's because my energy is pretty good, so I'm sending it to you guys and you're just bouncing it right back at me, but it's really nice. So thank you. All right. Marita says, good night. Good night, good night, good night. I'm closing out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Hit follow, hit subscribe.